to our segment of ProAm Profile. And we have today Ms. Nicole Pierzchalski.
Hello.
She's a very well accomplished Ladies A Gold in the ProAm circuit. So, Nicole, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. Very humbled.
Okay, thank you. Tell us a little bit about, your dance history.
Sure. So when I was 5 years old, my mom signed me up for ballet classes. When I turned 9, I hated the tights. So I was like, I am not going to do this anymore. I want to play basketball. Registered for basketball. And let's just say my team was on the other court and I was running the other way.
Oh, wow.
Okay, another basketball game never happened.
I was never good at basketball. It's just not for us.
Then I saw an ad in the Polish newspaper because I'm 100% Polish.
Okay.
And in New Britain, it's a very big Polish community. And the Polish men opened up a studio and I started taking group classes at the age of 13 there. So, but mostly when it got really intense was when I started dancing with Vlad 4.5 years ago. So I've noticed there's no comparison between dancing only with group classes and then, of course, being intensively trained by a coach and other coaches.
So there was a duration. So was there a gap? For example, you were taking ballet, which you were too keen on from 5 to about 9.
9.
And then basketball came afterwards.
Yeah, for one season, like I said,
For one
happened.
season. So there was a couple of, at least a few years gap between dancing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was because I was in Polish scouting and Polish school. I was a little bit all over the place, and then I wanted to be an actress. I'm like, Mom signed me up for acting classes. So it was a little bit, a lot of ideas, and then I saw that news ad, and ever since then I was stuck on it. I actually used to do my dance steps waiting for the bus when I was like 13 years old.
So you were completely obsessed, maybe then from the beginning?
I think it's still an obsession. It's like addiction to it, so yeah.
Okay, so how did you manage, did you randomly find ballroom or had you seen it somewhere? Like how did you know that was the dance style that you wanted to do?
Honestly, I don't really remember how I came about it. All I remember was listening to like salsa music, and I was like, oh, this could be fun, this could be fun. And then, like I said, if you see a beautiful advertisement of people dancing in a newspaper, I was like, I want to be her. And that's how it started. So,
Okay, so you're dancing with Vlad, you said, for the last
4.5 years. It would be 5 in January coming up. Yeah.
Okay. How did you find him?
He found me.
Really?
Yes, because I had.
I had Vlad.
I had
that.
Yeah, he definitely knows a good thing when he sees one. Yeah.
Well, he came over here in 2009, I believe, and I did a little ProAm with another coach, and Vlad and him were both at the same competition, and then one thing led to another. Then Vlad was at the studio, and I saw, he's very heartfelt in everything he does. So I respectively left my coach, and he said it was a great idea, and we've been going since January 2015.
Wow.
So, so he found me.
Okay, now, you're quite, at least, for me, for sure, very admirable young lady and quite successful ProAm in my eyes. Okay, so you need to dish out the secrets. So BB and I need to know what we need to
did you practice? Did you sell your soul to somebody? What exactly was it that got you to this level?
Sure. So in 2015, I didn't know what I signed up for. I was going to the studio, and I am not kidding you, it was tears. It was just crying in the bathroom, outside, because Vlad is very concrete. It's very black and white, right? So it's not like fooling around or whatever. It's like you have to do this properly, and I'm going to teach you how to do this properly to wipe out all your bad habits, right? So, and it's not even, personally for me, it's the amount of hours really doesn't matter because you could be practicing 30 hours a week, but what if you're practicing the wrong thing for 30 hours a week, right? So yes, you can have, let's say, 3 lessons in a week, then you stay after for an hour or 2 hours and try to drill it into your, your muscle memory. So that was for me, that's a very big thing. And then also I was a very big runner, love Pilates and yoga and all that.
So you're naturally an active person.
Correct. Yes. I was always an active person, but it all stems from your mentality, and that's what I always think. I think ballroom is 25% physical and 75% mental, right? Because
difference.
yeah, if you don't retain everything, if you really don't digest it, actually, Vlad laughs at me sometimes when we have coachings because I'm in a coaching, and then he's like, "Okay, do you understand? Do you understand?" I'm like,
So that's the accent.
yeah. But he's like, I'm really processing everything in my mind, and he's like, say something. I'm like, I have to digest it, I have to understand it. So yeah, it's very analytical and technical, but at the end of it, it's how are you going to make that your own? So, and I think that's like one of the hardest things that I had to come across because I was like, okay, I'm just doing my choreography because it's the right thing to do because that's what he wants me to do. And then after a while, it's like, how can I spice it up with a little bit of more of me?
How can we make it more Nicole and not just everybody else?
Yeah, like everyone has a different, personality. They have a different taste in things. So if you're doing, let's just say, if you're doing, samba cruzado walks, right? Yes, there's a specific technical things that you have to go against, but how are you going to look? Are you actually going to wink at someone? Are you going to smile at your partner? It's those little details that really I've been focusing on this last year.
The performance factor.
Yes.
Which a lot of forms, I think it's a little bit difficult because, to come into, because a lot of the dances that we actually do, we also have to evoke like sensuality and emotions, and you really have to lay yourself out there because I know for me, some of the time it's like, oh my God, they're watching me and my face is doing this smearing thing, and I'm like, I'm looking at me, that kind of stuff. So I think it's something definitely that it does not come easy.
Absolutely, it doesn't. Up until maybe a year and a half ago, I couldn't look him in the eyes. And I am not lying to you, it was just so weird. It's like, okay, this is really weird and you're really in my face. And I could not look at him in the eyes when I was dancing. I don't know what it was. And then slowly you get more comfortable with the person. You start to understand them. It changes after a while, I have to say. The biggest thing is breaking that first barrier.
Correct.
Because it was actually
It's a very big deal that you say that because I find that even in my own dancing, it's hard for me to do that, to kind of get that vulnerable and let someone look into your soul in a sense.
Absolutely. So that took a little bit of a while, but it was more. I don't know, the more you talk, the more you train together, the more comfortable you get. Now we're honestly like best friends, so it's like,
that's great.
It's like natural now. I'm like, okay, why aren't you looking at me?
I know exactly, I mean, I can certainly identify with it too, and for me it's actually cultural, because, the way I was brought up, out of respect, you don't look at people directly in the eyes, whereas in America, you need to look at me in the eyes for me to trust you. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And obviously when it comes to dancing, because you're in such close proximity, it is uncomfortable, just like, it is uncomfortable, but when you get used to that person and you become a little bit more like friends, then it becomes a lot easier. So I think for me, it has gotten better over the years.
And that's all about learning the whole performance thing, right? Because you're not doing choreography anymore, now you have to learn how to act the exact dance that you're doing.
Correct.
And that, that takes time as well.
Yeah, you have to bring the Nicole out. Yeah. Now you did quite a few competitions this year.
Yes,
some of them actually, was with you, and for some reason we have a habit of randomly being on the same plane without winning it.
Yeah, I mean,
on the same seat.
It's so
What was your most memorable competition this year?
Blackpool.
See, I kind of figured. See, that's the one I thought she might say.
Yes.
And tell us why.
Okay. For me, it's a little bit more emotional because, of course, when I said I started ballroom at 13, okay, you're looking up videos, you're looking at everything, and then watching that competition every year and watching, all these beautiful artists get together. That it was always kind of like my dream to always go. And Vlad and I went, and I just remember like walking in there, and I was like, oh my God, it's actually, it's actually happening. We're right here. And then of course we had the orchestra playing, and that was very memorable. It's very hard to put into words certain emotions, but overall, beautiful experience. I was extremely satisfied, overwhelmed, just I treasured that because it was honestly awesome. And then you should have saw, so it was Sherry, Sherry Tucker, that's a student. It was Sherry, me, and Vlad, and we were walking to Winter Gardens, and I am not kidding, Vlad was like jumping up and down, he was so excited. And I'm a little jet lagged because we went to Gatwick that week before, so we drove 5 hours to Blackpool, and then all of a sudden Vlad is just so excited
So he's
about
just
it.
like beside
He's
you,
like, yes, the energy, we can. I'm like, okay, you can take all this.
Like literally, he probably could have danced by himself on the floor. The way it looks like.
But the excitement and the love for Blackpool that he had, awesome. It was just awesome. So
great. Now let's go outside of dancing.
Sure.
So what is your life like? But actually, before I get into that, can you take us a walkthrough on a competition day? What's your prep like from the time that you wake up?
Sure. But the prep starts the night before. So gluten-free pasta the night before, very easy to digest. As a runner, I always have to do that. Then I just unpacked stuff because you don't want to be scatterbrained in the morning. So I always get the makeup out on the counter, have everything ready to go.
So you actually do your own makeup?
I do my own makeup.
You always look spectacular.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So maybe I actually might hit you up for free.
I can help you guys. Yeah, I can help you guys.
Help us all, girl.
I'd love to.
Then I don't have to pay.
I'd love to. If you need me to
I
call me.
have no idea you did your own makeup.
Yeah. And actually, what's funny? My mom actually did my hair in England. So I'm like, Mom, I wish I could just bring you everywhere. I got the makeup, you do the hair. This could be a team. But
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So the prep is always the night before. Get yourself organized so you're not scatterbrained and you're like, when you wake up at 6 a.m. because you have singles really early and you want to get stuff together. But first thing, shower, brush your teeth. Start the coffee, do the makeup. I play meditation music in the morning. So it's very, very soothful, and it's kind of starts the deep breathing mechanism. And then after that, spray tan, of course, and then I go head to Boyko. Then after Boyko, dress on, banana, and go stretch, do whatever, be in the ballroom, get excited with the energy. So that's usually the morning through the comp, and then of course, depends on the competition because some are very brutal. So embassy, we had 8 rounds in one day. So how to sustain yourself through that? A lot of Gatorade, a lot of Gatorade, and a lot of bananas. Like I'm not even lying. Like those are my 2 things that literally make me do all the comps that I have done.
Banana.
And she's actually a tough one. Because there was one comp we did together. Now, I always love all the comps together. I don't know which one was what. You were actually sick, actually. She was on
nice.
I knew that she was not well.
Okay.
Because we have been communicating in the preceding days as to whether this could happen.
No, it was strep throat.
Yes.
And I'm texting Brad 2 days after. I'm like, I can barely get off my couch right now. And he's like, you will be okay. You will do it. And I'm literally saying that my mom is texting me, cancel your flight to California. You're not going. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Okay. The day before the competition, I'm like, okay, I feel a little better. It's a little better than yesterday. Got to California, slept for like 12 hours. Still wasn't 100%, but managed to go through Emerald.
And you did quite well,
I
actually, considering that you were sick.
Yeah.
Because actually that also was another time we also crossed paths right at the airport,
Yeah.
on the same plane, in
Yeah.
the same row.
How does this
It was like
happen?
a
We're just-
time
we
this
have
year.
some-
Like the stars align.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So now take us a little bit outside of dancing world. What do you do?
When you take off the super cape
And
and
the-
flying with
Glamour.
Starbucks to
And the
California.
tan.
And everything. So I was always a creative kid. Always drawing, painting, making like little structures out of whatever I found in the house. So
A true artist.
very, yeah, I love art and photography, all that stuff. So I went to school actually to the University of Connecticut. I graduated in 2016, so in digital media and design for business.
Okay.
So currently I'm an associate art director for a digital agency. So basically I do the internet. So I create websites, I do ads, I work with a lot of engineers, I propagate servers. So, but there's a creative aspect of it as well. That's why I love it, right? So it's art and business, you know, crumbled into a little blender. So yeah, that's basically what I do. And then also outside of dance and work, a lot of working out, traveling.
So basically, besides dancing, people, there's a lot of talent in ProAm land. Right? So it's always interesting to find out, you know, what peers, you know, do, because they do such a wide range
Sure,
of, you know, careers.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that amps deserve a lot more credit than
Yeah.
you guys are given because you have a life outside of this that you are maintaining, and then this is its own separate entity.
Absolutely. So it's like you have work life, then you have dance life, but then you also have your personal life.
Correct.
So
That's really important, making time. Because, you know,
Yeah.
all that partner might start complaining, right?
What's that personal life thing about?
well, you know, family, friends,
Yeah.
and all of that. So,
Yeah.
but if it's a priority, we'll always make time.
That's for sure, yeah. Always good to have like a fine balance. You know, there's that work life, your dance life, but for sure make that time.
Yeah, sometimes it got blurred. Sometimes it got blurred for me because like I said, it was like such a deep obsession, and that's all I wanted to do. Like every day, just okay, when am I gonna dance? When am I gonna dance? Right? So it's very important to actually balance it all out.
So now we get to the fun facts. Phoebe.
Okay.
I think Phoebe has something. I'm afraid of Phoebe actually.
What is she gonna have?
What she's gonna ask.
Give us a famous Vlad face.
Okay, there are 3.
Whoa,
The
three.
The first.
You might have to go straight zoom for the camera for this.
The first one is honestly the angry like Russian czar or whatever. It's literally like the and I'm not kidding you. That's like you know the cha-cha and the jive and some. It's always the I don't know. The first lips and the eyes bugging out. Excitement. He like rolls his tongue. It's like I don't know.
You know what? I think I have a picture of that rolling tongue. I'm gonna fish it
Yeah.
out. I find it, trust me, it's gonna be in this segment.
Yeah, and then the third one is like it's like a kid that forgot a balloon and is trying to reach for the balloon because it's like yeah, and then there's 3. So there's like angry Russian dictator, then you have like this tongue burst with like kissy thing, and then the getting my balloon because I just left it. Yeah. So 3.
Vlad loves his
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll ever make those faces again.
I know, right?
Oh,
I'm sure.
no.
I'm definitely gonna look in my photography stash and I will hunt and I'm gonna find these, you know, fake.
Vlad, we're gonna give you a complex. I'm
Hunting
so
you down,
sorry.
Sorry.
Since we're on the topic of Vlad, more Vlad. What's
Okay.
your favorite thing about Vlad?
Favorite thing, very unfiltered. Like, there's no beating around the bush. It's this or this, and you know you're gonna get it straight. And I love that, seriously. And honestly, he has supported and believed in me more than I ever thought that I could imagine. So I have to say, like my whole success of what I have done is all because of him. So like
That's beautiful.
yeah, it's because it was always like this, like you can do it, just believe in yourself, you have potential, right? And then after you hear that for a while, like, you start to digest it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he really pushed me to limits that I didn't think I had in me. So mega respect, man.
Yes,
Mega respect.
respect.
If you could describe him in one word, what would it be?
Whew.
That's a lot of words
I know.
to narrow down.
One word.
Only one.
One word, stubborn.
My coach is stubborn too, I think.
Stubborn.
Though he calls me stubborn, but yeah.
I think they all are.
Yeah, they're very stubborn.
So if you had to give any advice to any newbie or a budding ProAm, what would that be?
Sure. So don't be afraid. I feel a lot of people don't understand how much potential they really have inside of them. Live in the now and the present so you can retain everything that's happening around you. Listen to advice. Don't argue with your coach.
Yes, very
Seriously,
important.
because at the end of the day, they see a vision that they want to take out of you. So yeah, don't be afraid. Live in the now. Give all of your hard work into it, because I have to say, the hardworking person, you will always get something at the end of it, right? So that could be satisfaction, that could be placements, that could be personal goals that you attain inside of you. Everyone is very different, right? So really choose that one goal you have, be in the now, don't be afraid. You don't know how great you could become.
That's awesome. So Nicole, I really, really appreciate you sitting with us today to tell
Well, thank you.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me too. Like, I
Of
feel like I'm
course,
learning so much from you too.
yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap for our ProAm Profile today.
Bye.
Bye.